Okay, we're going to get started here. This is the faculty development on using your video in your courses. So our agenda for today is we're going to talk about how videos can be connectors, how they can support learning, how faculty created videos can be used, as well as how student created videos can be used. We'll talk about some ways you can create your videos and post them in your course, and then we'll do a review. So by the end of this session, you should be able to use videos to create a social learning community. Strategically deepen the learning for your students, increase your faculty presence in your online courses, and provide choice to students, which will increase student engagement. Okay, so how do you think videos can be used as online connectors? Okay, that was a good discussion. So videos support learning. They're an alternative method to learning, from reading, for example. They produce scaffolding or support for the concepts that students are learning. And they can be interactive. You can have them set up so that students stop, complete an exercise, and come back. So, as we discussed, they are social connectors. They connect the students to one another. They connect the students to the faculty member. When you see a face, you're more socially connected. And of course, they connect students to the learning itself. Innovation happens when people are free to think, experiment, and speculate. Matt Ridley. Videos are a creative canvas that students can use for self-expression. They help with cognitive processing. So whether you're viewing a video or you're creating it as a student, your processing of the information, the content within the course, is improved. As we said, it allows for that canvas of creativity, both for the faculty member to present the material in creative ways, as well as for students to exercise choice and present their findings on a project or a paper in a video format. It also propagates self-directed learning. So students are having to not only learn about the concept, but they have to put it into a format that somebody else can understand in the video. So how can you use videos to support learning? How have you done it, or how could you do it in the future? Okay, that was a really good discussion. Lots of ways that you are already using videos and some thoughts about how you could enhance your courses by doing so in the future. So let's talk about faculty created videos. Again, this creates a connection between you and the learner, especially if your face, your cameo, is showing to the viewers. They can see you, they can hear you talking at the same time. It allows you that chance to elaborate on key items. Remember, you want to have a handful of key learning elements in each course, and you want to chunk your information under those, whatever, 4, 5, 6 categories. And you want to use that spaced repetition throughout the course, highlighting the key concepts in different ways repeatedly. And video is one of the ways that you can do that. It's engaging. You can pair it with hands-on activities, and students are used to video. They've grown up with that, so it's very engaging for them. You can use captions for universal design of learning. Most video tools allow you to include that option, and it's a great thing to do so that your students who may not be able to hear as well can read what is being said. Again, consider using chunking. If you have videos in your course, keep them to 5 minutes or less. Chunk them into those groups so that if you want to cover different things, break it up into micro-learning videos. Okay, so part of your pre-work was a little course that you took where you assessed videos and what you liked and did not like about them. And also there was an application where you were to create a micro-learning video outline. So an outline of what you would contain in your video, how long it would be, including your recap. Remember the spaced repetition. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Say it in a few different ways throughout your presentation of content, and then do your recap at the end. And you were to highlight what vehicle you're going to use to make sure you capture your cameo, your face, while you're presenting your slides. And you were to bring it to this faculty development session to share. So I'm going to pause a second while we have that discussion. Okay, great sharing of ideas. I learned a lot from you and your ideas here. So always welcome you to learn from one another. We have some great professors and you can learn from each other. So let's move into student-created videos. When you have student-created videos, you create peer connections. Whether it's a group working together to provide a group video and they have to work together to provide a cohesive final product where each of them is speaking for maybe a couple minutes, or a single individual doing their project through video. You want to make sure that other students are able to view their peers' videos because this creates connections that foster social learning too. They're hearing about the key concepts within your course in a different way from a different person with a different perspective. And that allows them to hear other points of view as well. You want to make sure that you also share peer feedback and tell them to copy and paste that feedback that they get for the future, for after the course is over. Some of the most valuable feedback my graduate students have found in online courses came from their fellow professionals, their fellow students that were taking the course. So you want to have that opportunity for peer feedback. Usually want that to be anonymous, where the person does not know exactly who is making which comments. You've got to do a little work with your class on how to provide constructive feedback, okay? So they should definitely be saying what their peer that they're reviewing did well. That's very important. They should also definitely have some suggestions for how they could do a few things better. Sometimes students, especially undergraduate students, only want to say the good things. They're afraid to say anything bad. Having it be anonymous and making sure that you show them how to give feedback in a constructive way. Here's something you might want to do differently. You might want to try this next time. So it's not negative, it's just a learning opportunity. What I tend to do as an instructor is I have the peers assigned to somebody. If it's a group activity, they are assigned to evaluate somebody not in their group. Of course, that works better if you have more than 3 or 4 students. If you have 3 or 4 students, they can be one group, but it's harder to have them evaluate one another because they're already working together. But I have peer feedback sent to me, and then I blindly copy, not all of it, but select, positive and constructive criticism pieces from usually I have 3 people doing peer review on one person. That way I can mix up the feedback. It's provided blind to the student and they don't know who said what, but it can be very, very helpful. You also want to provide technical tips to your students. Now we're creating something in SGPS that you can kind of direct students to that will have a lot of this support in it. So you don't have to be as hands-on as we normally are in this area. But if you're asking somebody to create a video, you need to provide them with the options, at least some of the options of how to record the video, how to store it and download it. The knowledge base, which is part of IT, is a source of different tools there, so that until we get our technology area set up, you can direct them there, or you can get instructions yourself and copy them into the course. But provide them with some avenues to make sure that they are technically able to do what you're asking them to do. And student created videos are enjoyable for all. Again, give them some tips, technological tips, but also if you're doing, especially with the undergraduate rather than graduate level, you're probably going to have to lay some ground rules, like either blur your background or use another background, okay? Make sure you're dressed professionally. Give them some tips on how to speak, professional, slow, use those pauses strategically, and practice so that they have the least amount of filler words that are very distracting. Okay, let's pause the video a minute and have a discussion on how you have used student created videos in the past. Okay, great discussion. We had lots of good ideas there, and encourage you to continue to do this in the future. So, how do you create your videos? There are many options. Zoom and Stream do not provide the code to embed the video. So with videos, you can get a link, which you can download from, or you can embed code and add it to Canvas. And it's always better to have that embed code, because once you insert that into the page, you've got the video right there. The link, they've got to click on the link and go somewhere else. And you've got to make sure that where the person is going to is accessible to them, that they have the permission to go there. You can do your video in Zoom or Stream, and then download the video link to Vimeo or YouTube. Okay, so that'll get it into the right MP4 format, and then that will allow you to copy the embed code. You can do a PowerPoint video. PowerPoint will create an MP4 that you can download to Vimeo or YouTube and get that embed code. So it'll give you the actual MP4, whereas Zoom and Stream, you're going to have to save it as an MP4. Vimeo is a great way to store your videos and get that embed code to paste into Canvas. You can also do this on YouTube, but make sure that you use eTown's private channel or your own private channel so that the information is not available to everyone. And there are many other options as well. These are just some that you can use. So let's talk about Vimeo a minute. If you go into Vimeo, okay, and that's you can see how to get there through the IT knowledge base link. If you search for that in eTown, you'll get all the instructions you need of how to get to Vimeo. Once you're in there, you want to do new video and then upload. So wherever you've stored your MP4 version of the video that you created, you want to upload that into Vimeo. You can also, you can download the file by choosing the file, by dragging and dropping. So if you have it open, you just want to drag it over and drop it. Now, once you get to that point, you select the embed button. This is how to download the file, okay? You can do the link or you can do embed, all right? This is how you download the file that you've got in Vimeo to Canvas. Copy that embed code, paste the code on a page in Canvas. So let's see, how do we paste that into our Canvas page? Any page in your course you can do this on. You can also do it in assignments and any discussion board. You can link or embed, but embed, as I said, is better. So how do you embed? To embed a video, you're going to copy that code. We just talked about how to get that code and paste it into the embed tab under format. So you go to format, you see this menu pop up on your page. Then you hit these little dots, the 3 dots here, and then this second row appears. This little cloud is the embed tab, so you want to hit that then. This is what will pop up. You just paste that embed code into that embed box and hit submit. Remember, paste is Control V. Copy is Control C. So just Control V, paste that code you copied right there, click submit. Your video will now appear as a thumbnail within your page or assignment. So you'll see that box of the video instead of just a link. All right, so let's do a little review here. You can use videos in your announcements, your lessons, assignments, discussions. You can use your videos that you create or students create to establish interest and engagement, to make those connections, especially those social connections among your students and between your students and yourself. Videos help to create social learning, learning with and from others, which is a very powerful form of learning. Videos also allow you to provide choice to your students. You might give them the choice of writing a paper or doing a video presentation. You may require a video presentation, but give them choice on the topics. And videos can lead to deeper learning. So for your post-work application, here's what I ask you to do. Create an assignment with a student video submission in one of your courses. Share that link with the rest of your SGPS faculty on the email that I will send out when I share this. Share the link so they can see how you have used video student video in a course that you have, and that will be helpful for all of us. Just some references that we used for this presentation. And if you get your phone and open the photo area, you can get this picture of this QR code, and it will take you to a link where you can do an assessment, a learning evaluation on this session. It always helps us to get feedback. You've been a great group, and thank you very much.